Do you consider yourself a people's pleaser? Have you felt that you've been going through life living for other people? If that sounds like you, this video is good for you. In this video, I'm going to be discussing a few cons of living your life to make other people happy. And then I'm going to give you guys a few tips, some advice on how to stop doing that, how to get away from that. And I'm going to get into it. I'm going to start talking about the cons first. And the first one I wanted to discuss is your self-identity and the lack of that you have when you're living for other people. So now this could be if maybe you've been like this your whole life and you never have ever felt that you have a self-identity, or you just maybe recently started doing it, or maybe the last few years, maybe for like a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a friend, a job maybe, and you feel like you've lost yourself, right? You don't even know who you are anymore. You don't recognize the person you see in the mirror. And I'm here to say it's time to change, because everyone should have an identity. Everyone should know who they are and what they're striving for. I kind of dealt with this when I was younger. It was more of me not wanting to have drama with people, not trying to say no to people, not wanting to make people upset or angry, not having to deal with drama, anything like that. But I was realizing that I had no identity. Like, I didn't know who I was until I got older and into adulthood, when I started realizing that, I need to have a direction. When you don't have an identity, you don't have a direction in life. And that kind of leads me to my next point, is growth, personal growth. You can't grow as a individual if you don't know what direction you're on, what path you're on, because you don't have an identity. So it's extremely important to get out of that habit of living for others, because you don't have an identity of yourself. You're really a shadow of the person or people that you're living for and trying to make happy every day. And it's not fair to you. It's not. And you're holding yourself back, and you're kind of like closing off a part of you that it's potential that needs to be unlocked, because it's a whole, like I said, it's your identity. That's probably one of the most important things of your self-being and your personal growth. And it also kind of segues into having unrealistic expectations, because I personally didn't even have any clear expectations of myself when I was growing up, when I was considered myself as a people's pleaser and afraid to say no, because you kind of stumble into things where you're just having unrealistic expectations, because you don't even know what realistic expectations looks like. Because, like I said, if you don't have an identity and if you can't grow as an individual, I don't think you can even have expectations in life, because your mind is just completely all over the place, and you don't even know how to set expectations, because you're pretty much just living off the person or people that you're trying to make happy, right? Again, this could be a friend group, parents, family members, siblings, school, job, boss, manager, and any of these things, right? All these things are applying to that. It's not just one thing. It's not like, oh, this is just for parents or this is just for a job. No, this is for everything. Everything where you're feeling like you're not living who you are because of said person or said people. And now this could also lead to resentment towards these people or to this person, because after a while you get sick of it, right? And you don't want to be someone's shadow for your rest of your life. You don't want to be a shadow for your whole life. And after time, you can grow resentment. And resentment is not good for anyone. It's not fair for yourself, and it's really not fair for the other person. Even if they are the ones, pushing this on you, it's time to fight back. And now I'm going to start discussing a few tips that it's time to stop doing this, and I'm going to go over a few of these things. So the first one is just simply say no. Now, it's easier said than done. Like I said, this was probably the hardest thing that I struggled with when I was younger, was saying no. But you have to put yourself first, and you need to prioritize you. And in order to do that, the first step is saying no. If you don't want to do something, if you don't want to go somewhere, if you don't want to, change your clothes or change your hairstyle or do something you don't want to do, then say no. right? If you don't want to go to school, you don't want to go to college, say no. If you don't want to work a trade job, you don't want to work a blue collar job, say no. If you don't want to, maybe you have a bad friend group and they just want to do drugs and drink every night or every weekend, it's okay to say no. Focus on something that's more important and, get clear on what you want and set personal goals. And you don't want anything pushing you off that path. And like I said, that could be a friend group, parent, sibling, whatever it may be, a job, school. So again, it's very important to get clear on what you want. So like I said, after you say no, you need to really take some time, self-evaluate yourself, and I would write everything down. Again, this is going to take time, especially if you've been living like this your whole life, or a very long time of living in other people's, shadow and living for them and trying to make other people happy. It's going to take time, and it's going to feel weird at first. It's going to be like, oh, I can do this. I can actually say no, or wow, I'm prioritizing myself. And yes, that's what you need to do. And I would suggest you, like I said, get alone. This is your alone time to really decompress, relax, and then write down what you want your life to look like in the next 6 months, year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever that is. If you want to just start small, maybe the next month, right? You want to change this or not do this anymore. Write everything down and get clear about it and start doing that. Start taking small steps. Again, it's because you're pretty much rewiring your brain to start prioritizing yourself. And it's okay if it don't feel like you're being a bad person or you're being selfish by putting yourself first. No. It's time for you to, if you want to call it selfish, call it selfish. It's time to prioritize yourself and put you above everyone else, because this is it. You've been the shadow for too long, and you deserve to prioritize yourself, and you deserve to be on the front line, because it's your life. No one is going to live your life for you. No one is going to make your life better but you. And you know what you want. And maybe it might take you some time to try things and figure out what you want, because like I said, the first thing I talked about was you don't even have an identity. So it's hard to even know what you want, because like I said, you've been living to make other people happy. So it's time to push back, fight back, and start taking it in small steps and getting clear on what you want and saying no to things that are gonna take you off your path and maybe disrupt your goals, right? Because it's your time. It's your time to get selfish. It's your time to make your life about you and prioritize yourself and your needs. And my last thing is, once you do all these things, you will notice how much your self-confidence and self-esteem will rise and get better. It will make your life so much better. And that's another big con that really could be discussed, is your self-confidence when you're living for somebody else. Because again, you lack an identity. It's very tough to have self-confidence and self-worth, because you can't grow when you don't have an identity and you're living for somebody else. So after, like I said, you will see, once you start doing these things, saying no, once you get clear and have personal goals set for yourself and your life moving forward, and once you start taking action, you will see your self-confidence and your self-growth begin to blossom, and it will be great for your life. I'm telling you, like I said, I dealt with this when I was younger. My two biggest things was saying no and just trying to avoid drama. I didn't want to, rock the boat or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, trust me, over the time, and again, this takes time. It's not going to snap your fingers and you're going to wake up tomorrow and be different. No, it's going to be scary at first. You're going to feel a little weird. You might, like I said, you might feel like you're being stubborn or selfish, but it's okay. It's time for you to get selfish and to make yourself first and prioritize your self-worth and self-growth. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helped. If you have any questions at all, you can either email me or comment down below. I appreciate you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.